Welcome to Truth Thursday. My name is Richard Ikene Uzubo, and on the show today, it's going to be a very beautiful, interesting one. Because question I have today is a really, really deep question. Man, I can't wait to unravel this question to you and let us delve right into, talking about it. Okay, but before we go into it, let me again say there's some of us out there who you're going through a couple of things in your life that has held you down, kept you depressed, and this is affecting you in every way possible. You don't know what to do, you don't know who to talk to, you don't know where to go, you're confused, you're in a state of dilemma where you're trying so hard to keep yourself healthy, you're trying so hard to keep yourself fine, but you know deep down that you're not fine because of the things you're going through. Okay, so on this show, you can share whatever it is that you're going through with me. You can share your truth with me, and I will come here and we will talk about it together. And I know that you would get better. I know that you would get answers to those questions that have been bothering you. I know that you would get solutions to those problems that you have been having for a long while now. And then you can find peace again. So don't hold back no more. Just click on the link in the description box. I'm going to come here on every Truth Thursday. I'm going to discuss whatever it is you're going through, and people are going to share their comments as well, and so you're going to be open to a lot of opinions, a lot of help out there. You may not just be helping yourself alone, you may be helping someone else. I'm going to go on this quick break, and when I'm back, we'll delve right into the question for today, and then take it from there. So sit, relax, and don't move. All right, welcome back to the show. It's Truth Thursday on Home of Gospels, and again, my name is Richard Ekene Uzugo. Thank you for staying tuned. Okay, so very quickly, let's go straight to today's question. This is deep, like I said. See for yourself. All right, so you saw the question yourself. You see that I said it was deep. See, I wasn't joking, I wasn't lying. It's deep, isn't it? It's really, really, really deep. However, I know I have witnessed, I have seen people get divorced. I've seen people have broken relationships. I've seen people have terrible marriages because of something like this, something that I know that people would never want to talk about. This is something that many people are going through in their relationships, in their marriages, and they just keep quiet about it. Who am I supposed to say this kind of a thing to? Who am I supposed to discuss something like this with? It doesn't make any sense. Like, people are just going to think of me as stupid. People are just going to think of me as wayward, as hey, slow down. No, you're not wayward or stupid or anything. This happens to so many people. As a matter of fact, I know that in 7 out of 10 marriages, we have issues like this going on, and we are all just silent about it. Even the people in the marriage themselves are just silent about it and just, try to keep managing, keep coping and all of that, because it's marriage. There is no going out of it. So yes, you are absolutely normal to feel the way you feel. However, I'm just going to tell you a few things that I feel you can do about the situation, because it's not completely hopeless, it's not completely helpless, it's something that can be dealt with. And I hope that by the time I'm done, you will have gotten enough for you to, work with. Okay, so first and foremost, you cannot blame yourself for having that urge. You cannot blame yourself for having that fantasy or for having that experience that you want. No, you can't blame yourself for it, and you can't blame your husband as well for not being able to give it, because that's his nature. That's how it's been. He's been like that almost all his life, and for him to change in just a couple of months of marriage or a couple of years of marriage, it's not going to be that easy. Okay, so you may want to cut him some slack. However, here's what I think. Okay, so first of all, I said love, relationship, and ultimately marriage is a big sacrifice. Okay, if you must be with someone, then you must be ready to sacrifice some of your comforts for their weaknesses. You may have to, as a matter of fact, let go of your fantasy. I'm sorry I said that, but it's hard truth. Love is actually sacrifice. Until we understand that love is a sacrifice, you're never going to enjoy the best part of love. Love is a sacrifice. Relationship is a sacrifice. Marriage ultimately is a sacrifice. So what I mean by it being a sacrifice is, if you meet someone and you really love this person and you really like this person and you think this is the person you want to get married to, that person, trust me, is not perfect, will never be perfect, will never be the complete man that you want him to be. Okay? So you're going to have to learn to sacrifice your own comforts for his weaknesses. For example, he may be the perfect person in bed. He may be the most romantic human being on earth. He may be rich and have all the money in the world. He may have everything going for him, and then just have one tiny issue with anger. Doesn't know how to manage his emotions, his temper when it comes up like that. And maybe that's just his problem. So if you really love this person, or you say you really love this person, you're going to have to ask yourself, do I love this person enough to want to go into marriage and live with this weakness for the rest of my life? Because don't always imagine that, when we get married he's going to change, when we get married he's going to get better. He may never get better. She may never get better. That's how she's been for a very long time. That's how it's been for a very long time. You may just have to be the one to deal with it for the rest of your life. You may have to be the one who learns to be patient for the rest of your life. So in the same way, let's bring it to this case. This sexual experience, this sexual fantasy that you had, that you really, really want, he's not the type of person, and he's not the type of person for certain reasons, and he's been like that for a very long time. If you're already married to him, it means that you already accepted that you can deal with it for the rest of your life. I feel that these are some of the things that should be discussed before marriage. Not necessarily experienced, but discussed. What are your sexual fantasies? What are the kind of things you like? What are the kind of things you don't like? All of this should have been discussed. And if it has been or has not been, however it is, when you're in marriage, you just have to make up your mind that, okay, if this man never changes, I'm going to have to live with this for the rest of my life. So I'm going to have to learn how to manage it, how to not be bothered about it anymore, how to maintain my peace, maintain my joy, regardless of the fact that I'm not getting what I want to get. So that's the sacrifice that you have to make for that marriage. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is you need to deal with it from the root cause. Okay, so yes, he's been like that for a long time. So yes, that's his nature. So yes, that's how he has known how to be, and there is no changing. But then he didn't become like that overnight. He didn't become like that from his mother's womb. He probably had, a root cause, something that brought him to that level. Now, sex is something I always tell people that your first experience or your first set of experiences when it comes to sex always determine how you're going to view it eventually over time. Okay, so if your first experiences were not beautiful, were scary, were had a lot of pressure in it, then eventually you may have fears going into sex. For example, when you have a lady whose first experience was that of rape, and then she had probably different sessions of that kind of experience, eventually when she gets married, she's going to have that kind of feeling every time she's with her husband. The feeling of fear, the feeling of discomfort at some point. So you need to understand the root cause of his problem. Why doesn't he even like it? Why? Probably he's been with someone who he tried it with and it was disgusting, or he's been with someone who he did it to and it just messed up his entire mind, and from then on he just decided, no, I'm never going to do this again. And now you're married to, I'm never going to do this again. You have to cope with it. Okay, if you find out what it is that brought him to where he is, then you probably have an idea of how to manage the situation. So that's the second thing I think you need to start to work on. And then thirdly, gradually and carefully show him why you need it. Gradually and carefully show him what it is doing to you, what it is doing to your marriage. Don't do this with harsh words, with misunderstandings, with quarrels. No. As a matter of fact, take him for dinner, take him for lunch, take him for breakfast, take him out somewhere really nice where he's absolutely comfortable and having the fun of his life. And then just chip in this part and just tell him, okay, this is what has been going on, and this is why you need it, and this is what it's doing to you, this is how it's affecting you. You also want to find out from him, in that space where he's just comfortable, you want to find out from him what he needs you to do to get him to a position of comfortability for him to be able to do what it is you want him to do. So you want to ask him, babe, is there something you need me to do? He probably needs you to be extra super clean before he can do it, So when you are able to find out what it is that he likes you to do, or what it is that he needs you to do to get him to that place of comfort where he's now able to do it without any shame, without any fear, without any disgust, without any kind of emotions attached to it, without anything affecting him, then when you get to that position, I'm sure he would, because he's comfortable now, he would start to give it to you as many times as you want it. So it's just a matter of you asking him and talking to him with patience, with a lot of understanding. You cannot see, when it comes to preferences in marriage, there are things you cannot change. There are things you just have to live with. And then there are things that even if you want to change, it cannot be abrupt. It can only be gradual and with a lot of patience in it. And then teach him. You can teach him to, enjoy it. You can teach him to like it. Finally, this is one that you probably would not want me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, because there's no ruling it out. There's no ruling this out of this situation. And what is it? Finally, pray about it. Yes, I said it. Pray about it. Pray. How do you pray about sex? My dear, God created you. God created marriage. And then God created sex for marriage. If you cannot talk to God about it, who do you want to talk to? Me? Hello. I can only give you a few hints from my, head, and from probably a little experience that I have. But then God created it, and God knows everything that you're going through. So pray about it. You want to go to God and talk to God about it. What can prayer really not answer? What can prayer really not do? So just pray about it. Talk to God about it. And He could just yank off that, and you just yank off that desire from you, and then you just discover that you're not even so interested in it as much as you used to be. That could happen. Or He could just pump your husband up with so much of the need for it, so much of wanting it, and then you just discover that your husband wants it every day, and he's like, and then you're like, hey, when did all this one start? Is there something God cannot do? There isn't anything God cannot do. So yes, take it to God in prayer and just tell God how you feel. Tell God what is going on. Tell God how how badly it is affecting you, your marriage, your husband, and how you want him to really come in for you. And I'm sure that God will definitely come through for you. Okay, so with all of this said, really, I'm not married, but I'm just talking from my own little experience of relationships and love. And I always say that no matter how hard you try, you can never teach enough or know enough about marriage until you're in it. So, yes, I'm just giving my own little advice from my little experience in relationships. But I'm thinking now, and I'm thinking that maybe what I can do is, maybe in our next episode, okay? Maybe in the next episode of Truth Thursday, we could do this question again, and I could bring someone who is married and probably who has even had something close to this kind of experience to come, discuss this with us. How about that? That would make some. That would be really nice to see. I'm sure you would really want that to happen. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and let's see what next week or next episode is going to hold. For those of us that are watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for staying up until this time. Please go into the comment section and share your opinions. Let me know what you think about this situation. How do you think this woman or this lady can get through this particular problem that she's going through? It's deep. This has caused a lot of broken marriages, and we don't want that to happen to this lady. So please, let's share our opinions in the comment section, and please remember to keep it simple, keep it respectful, no insults, no derogatory words, just keep it as sweet and beautiful as possible. Thank you for staying tuned. Like I said, these are the few things that I know of. You may need to let go of your fantasy. You may need to find out the root cause and then deal with it from there. You will need to talk to him and find out what he needs you to do to make him comfortable doing it. And then finally, you absolutely need to talk to God about it. Absolutely. Thank you for staying tuned on the show today. It's been another episode of Truth Thursday on Home of Gospel. Don't forget to don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's how you're going to help us make a lot of money. Subscribe to the channel, get your friends to subscribe, get your family to subscribe, and click the notification button too, so that the moment a new video drops, you get notified and you see it first hand. Okay, thank you very much for staying tuned. My name is still Richard Ekene Uzugu, and I will see you again in the next episode of Truth Thursday. Bye.